On to the Dog Pound, presented by Cruise Chevrolet, 8200 Rivers Avenue, because you've got a friend in the car business. And if I were to ever get in a fight, I want this guy to my left to be my friend. Joining me on set is Chris McNally, a professional boxer. It'll be taking place in Fight Night at the Point this Friday over in Mount Pleasant. And also over to his left is Chris McNally from Palmetto Sports Management, correct?
Chris McNally, Chris Jared.
I'm sorry, Jared and Chris. I got a little confused there. Chris, obviously, is the boxer. And Chris, first of all, and Jared, welcome to the Dog Pound. And guys, you got Fight Night at the Point this Friday night, a little boxing and MMA. And first of all, I guess we'll start with you, Jared. Talk a little bit about the events that'll take place on Friday, starting at 5:30 when the doors open.
Sure. So we really did try to make it a show for the family. So we're going to start out with one of the local companies going to come out and do a little demonstration for the fans. And then we're going to have a local act come out and sing the national anthem. We're going to have some dancers come out and do something else. But we want to make sure that everything is set around having a family atmosphere, so the parents can bring the kids out and really just drive home. It's something to be proud of that Charleston is going to create here over the next several years. So this is our second one.
And I know we talked about the MMA and the boxing. It's really starting to take off. I know they had a big pay-per-view boxing event on Saturday, but locally, these guys, obviously you're not doing it for the money, you do it for the love. And Chris, talk a little bit about your background, because a lot of people may not know, but you actually attended the Citadel and you were All-American wrestler.
Yes, that's correct. I came down here in '02 and started going coaching wrestling at the Citadel. And while I was here, I met some of the local fighters, and they wanted to learn some of my wrestling, and I wasn't a big fan of getting hit in the face, but they showed me a lot of really cool submissions, so that's kind of how I got into training with them, and just kind of developed a rapport and good friends. And then a couple of years later, I finally got the itch to go ahead and get in there and have my first amateur fight, and fell in love with it. And just I love competition, so it was one of those things that it really complemented from coming off of wrestling. After wrestling in college, there's not really very much you can do from a wrestler standpoint. I mean, after you get done in college, you go to the Olympics, but it doesn't really. This provided me an avenue of something I could continue to do athletically, but I could also make a little bit of money and do something I love as well.
Nice, yeah, because we don't want to see you on Monday nights on USA, WWE. Great that's more entertainment than
it is.
wrestling.
That's true.
I think a lot of people, and Jerry, you probably back me up on this, when you think of wrestling, you think of that type, but these guys, it's the real thing.
Absolutely, and you're going to see guys go out there and they're going to put on a whole show. It's not just wrestling, and it's not just the standing and striking like you're going to see in boxing. It's a full complement of mixed martial arts, just true to the name. So you're going to see the submissions and you're going to see the knockouts, but the best thing about it is one thing that you can't expect, and I love to see the fans' reaction to the camaraderie. The camaraderie of the fighters and the reactions are just, it's priceless.
Now, Chris, let's talk about, do you know who you'll be fighting on Friday night?
I do. His name is Tyler Scott. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia. He is going to be a very formidable opponent. I'm looking forward to the fight. I am, just been training the last 2.5 months to get ready, to fight, and that's really the most important part. I mean, once you put the time in, for the training camp, then you show up and you do your thing.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, you let it ready to rock and roll. It's not a you can go in with a very specific strategy, but in a fight situation, anything can happen. So you're always prepared for whatever. It's really, especially in mixed martial arts, because there's so many pieces that go into the sport. With boxing, you have a strict set of rules where you can only attack in a certain area. With mixed martial arts, you have so many different ways to attack and defend. So it just, that's why it's so exciting, because the sky's the limit as far as what you can do.
All right, well, Jared, we got about 30 seconds left. Talk about if someone wants to attend Fight Night at the Point on Friday. We have it out here put on the screen for you. If you want to attend Fight Night at the Point, as you can see, professional boxing and MMA this Saturday, September 24th. Tickets and information go to conflictmma.apromotions.com. The number to call, 603-1115. Ticket prices start as low as $25. Okay.
Absolutely.
And of course, ringside will be probably a little more.
Ringside is $40 and $50. Most of those are actually sold out, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We're getting the fans riled up about that. us.
All right, and Jan, better put that slide up one more time. So folks want to see how to go about getting tickets and attending. Again, you can log on to that website or give them a call at 603-1115, 603-1115.
One last thing, if Florida State beats Clemson, will you wear a Florida State jersey on this show this next week?
Bad hearing, bad connection, no.
I'll wear a Clemson jersey at the fight.
That sounds good.
If
That's a deal.
if Clemson wins.
Deal.
If Florida State wins.
Sounds good. Chris, thanks for being on the show. Jared, thanks for being on the show. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.